Welcome to St. Louis Sponge Park. My name is Jess Folson. I'm a design planner for the City of Lowell, Massachusetts, and I am the city's project manager for the St. Louis Sponge Park project. A sponge park is an area that has green infrastructure such as rain gardens, bioretention areas, tree planting, pollinator habitat, all of this vegetation and soft ground that acts like a sponge, so it literally absorbs more water than, say, a parking lot or roads or buildings. When you have all those impervious surfaces, the water just runs straight off and into storm drains, where it enters a massive system of underground pipes. And when it rains a lot, our aging infrastructure gets overburdened, and a lot of that contaminated water, a lot of that raw sewage water gets dumped straight into the rivers and streams, which hurts our habitat and hurts our community health. So a sponge park instead can absorb a lot more of that water. It can clean that water through plants and soil and help recharge the groundwater more naturally without overburdening our infrastructure and without dumping so much contaminated water into our local ecosystems. The City of Lowell has been working very closely between the Department of Planning and Development and the Wastewater Department to coordinate between the Sponge Park project and the sewer separation project, because sewer separation and green infrastructure are a match made in heaven.
So here at Duck Island, we treat 32 million gallons a day of sewage on average. We serve roughly 180,000 people. Of those, 125,000 in Lowell. We're serving the communities of Dracut, Chelmsford, Tingsboro, and Tewksbury. That all comes into the facility through our influent pump station. So by collaborating with the park project, it gives the public an opportunity to see rain gardens, to see this GI infrastructure, to understand some of the stormwater benefits. It gives a reduction in the amount of flow we have to handle using some of this green infrastructure that's been installed in the park. But I think it gives the public an opportunity to really interact with some of the upgrades and also think about the work that's been done.
St. Louis Sponge Park started in 2021, honestly inspired by a couple of students at the Harvard University Master of Urban Planning program. These students were looking at a proposal for green infrastructure along West 6th Street, culminating at St. Louis Park. So that kind of planted the early seeds of the idea to do something with green infrastructure at St. Louis. At the same time, the city councilor for this neighborhood made a motion to add a splash pad to one of the neighborhood's parks. So we looked at different locations and we did some analysis of things like tree coverage, impervious surfaces, flood areas, and environmental justice communities, and those things all lined up right at St. Louis Park, indicating that it was an area most in need of that type of intervention. So these early ideas about a splash pad and green infrastructure kind of came together and evolved into the St. Louis Sponge Park project. I have to thank our amazing partners on this project, one being the MVP program with the state, who is a very generous funder of the project, Agency Landscape and Planning, who was our lead design consultant and brought so much passion and creativity to this process, UMass Lowell, who's been an incredible partner in research and data collection and helping us tell that before and after story of how these interventions work, Lowell Parks Conservation Trust, who is an amazing local nonprofit and an incredible partner to have on this project. They have expanded the engagement process to include many youth voices and create a beautiful temporary art mural.
I joined this mural project through EYTF, a program that I've been with a couple years now, where teens and youth in Lowell, we do a lot of conservation action. I heard about this program to rebuild this park. We're working on a mural to educate others on it. It was an amazing opportunity just to work with Kit Collins and to revamp a space within our community, not only just for EYTF itself, but for the kids and members who were going to be part of this park.
I really like the river timeline. I think that's one of the main ideas I wanted to get across, that, everyone can make a change. People can stop and learn about environmentalism. The theme of people can do things. I think it's really approachable, and I like that.
We kind of just wanted to educate community members about the hardship and actions that were going on due to the flooding and everything that happened within this space, and how to prevent it now. I really love the incorporation of the students and high schoolers artwork that we added.
It just was incredibly inspiring to come up with the river as a timeline and how the river's connectivity with the culture of Lowell, and not only its history, but also its ecology, its flora and fauna, all tied in perfectly into one sort of succinct concept. They knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. They did a fantastic job.
One of the most important parts of this project was the community engagement process. Not only did we want to have an amazing design, we wanted to be sure that all the voices in the community were heard during that design process, and not just heard, but really played a pivotal role in shaping the design of the park.
So this is going to be a boon to all the people who live from Bridge Street down. We had McPherson's Park, we have Gage Field if you live up on the hill, but for the people who live down here in Lower Centerville, this has an opportunity to transform the neighborhood for the better.
And my son, he come to play here, and my mom say if the bill finish, we really happy. Yeah, we want our community clean.
What would you like to see in the new project?
Swings, slides, and seesaws.
If you were the planner, what would you add?
Probably a fence over there because the ball be rolling down the hill.
I want to be more in the natural things. You know, I love more the natural, the trees, the grass, and I don't like a lot of buildings. So, but if they're gonna build something to help help for kids to play, it'll be awesome.
My experience is when I was younger, a lot of the rebuilding of many of the parks hadn't happened yet at this point. So many of the parks were beginning to be in disrepair. They had been previously built years earlier, sort of starting to get their first wave of being in disrepair. And so the ground was cracked. The sun would just be beating on you the entire time because much of the courts were just sort of like cement or black asphalt or, sort of a layer of stuff that would just take in as much sun as possible. And then oftentimes the areas around the court would also not have much trees or things of that nature. So oftentimes you'd spend a lot of time sort of scheduling where you would play sports based on the temperature of the day and like the style of the court you're in and things of that nature. So you try to find a court that has shade, or try to find an area that might have, some sort of respite from the sun based on how hot the day was outside. And so you would then have to like maneuver your days around and places where you're going based on the weather and the effects of the weather.
It was really hot. I don't think you can get more than 3 or 4 runs in before calling it quits and really just roaming the neighborhood. I had the opportunity to play here a few weeks ago with a couple friends and didn't even think twice about maybe how much longer we were able to play without even thinking about the reason behind the new finish was a big part of it being a bit more cooler. I've found myself traveling outside of town to play on courts that look just like this. And it's amazing to have this right in our backyard. Even more so for me, I live a couple blocks away from here.
A key part of our engagement process was hiring 5 local multilingual community liaisons. Our liaisons are all part of the Lowell community. Many of them grew up here. They have strong ties to the neighborhood and to the park itself. And so they've been able to tap into their own social networks to help spread the word and bring so many more voices to the table than we otherwise would have been able to reach.
Hi, I'm Alessandra Fisher, Portuguese Community Liaison for the St. Louis Sponge Park project. What drew me to this project is the community aspect of it, the collaboration, to be able to engage the Portuguese-speaking community was amazing. To be able to have their voices included in the process, it's something unique about this project, and which I was very inspired to be part of it. I got the opportunity to hear so many people sharing their experiences growing up in Lowell. And from the Portuguese-speaking community perspective, it's important to have a place where they can celebrate their culture, to come together, invite their neighbors, their family members, their children, and celebrate. I think the opportunity just to be outside near the water, having a way to interact with nature differently, having the environmental stewardship aspect of it, it's very clever, I think. And as a mom, I can't wait to bring my own children to be part of this project.
St. Louis Park is an existing city-owned park that's approximately 6 acres. It features 2 baseball fields, 3 basketball courts, and a playground. In phase 1, we renovated the basketball courts. We also built a new playground and added a splash pad. Future phases of improvements at St. Louis Park include adding green infrastructure like rain gardens and more trees in the park, renovating the existing baseball field, adding restrooms and concessions, more social spaces for families to gather, and an outdoor classroom space for learning, whether you're just there visiting with your friends and family or coming with a class group. St. Louis Sponge Park Phase 1 is scheduled to open in summer of 2026. If we get the grant that we recently applied for to construct Phase 2, that would be under construction next summer in 2027. And then hopefully the phases keep falling in place year after year until the whole thing's built out. We also have plans just across the highway at the future Riverview Park to add similar amenities with rain gardens, tree planting, a nature playground, and some more social gathering spaces along the riverfront. On behalf of the City of Lowell, we hope you enjoy your time at St. Louis Park.